I saved up this Pilgrim mold. Guys, please don't let me get an R Nikke. Hey guys, Sparks back with another Goddess of Victory Nikke video. We got a lot of cool things coming here. We have bug fixes for skills, skill changes, as well as our new unit Blanc's full kit revealed. So we're going to talk about all these skill changes and new updates. A lot of great stuff. But before we dive into it real quick, I want to draw your attention to the in-game survey. So you can get to it through the notices in-game. And it's just another survey that's asking us about things that we want in the game. If you complete it, you will get a free 300 gems, so make sure you don't miss out on that. And it's great to always have this opportunity to give the developers our feedback. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at Blanc's kit first before we get into all the skill changes and bug fixes for the previous units. So Blanc is our new white bunny girl. She is a burst 2 defender with an assault rifle element win. And her first skill activates after landing 120 normal attacks, so that should be 2 full magazines, and it creates a shield equivalent to 11.8% of the caster's max HP, which prevents all allies from damage that lasts for 5 seconds. This looks very good. This is actually stronger than Senti's shield. It works basically the same way, but it actually gives you more of an HP shield. I believe Senti's is around 6 something percent. They both last for 5 seconds. However, Senti's is probably going to go off more often than Blanc. So there's a little bit of give and take there. But either way, this is definitely a useful looking ability. Her skill 2 is another passive ability that activates after full burst ends, and it affects all allies. So this is kind of interesting. We haven't seen a lot of skills that happen after full burst ends. But anyway, it constantly recovers 3.68% of the caster's max HP every second for 5 seconds. This is pretty significant. It can increase your HP by a total of about 15%, a little bit more, and then also activates when full burst ends when an ally from the same squad, i.e. Noir, and is in your formation. So it affects self, and the cooldown of her burst goes down by 40 seconds. Now this is huge because her burst is a 60-second cooldown, which is incredibly slow. Now, we've seen another 60-second cooldown in Rapunzel, who is still an extremely good unit. However, I feel like it's unlikely that Blanc is going to prove to be on the power level of Rapunzel. So, I mean, Rapunzel is worth using combined with another Burst 1. Will Blanc be worth using combined with another Burst 2? That is questionable. We'll have to see after testing. But if she's paired with Noir, she goes to a 20-second cooldown, which is obviously dramatically better. So let's go ahead and take a look at what that burst actually does. It affects all allies and constantly recovers 3.8% of the caster's max HP for 1 second every 8 seconds. For 8 seconds. So that is going to be quite a bit of healing. And then it affects one ally with the lowest HP except for Blanc herself. And it will give them Indomitability for 10 seconds, so that's that invincible ability that Makima has. And it will also increase their max HP by 31% for 10 seconds. So definitely a very strong ability there to keep your unit from dying, whichever one is kind of on the brink of death there. And then it affects all enemies, and their damage taken is going to go up by almost 40% for 10 seconds. So very strong. This is a really, really good looking burst ability. However, the 60-second cooldown is a huge price to pay, and we'll have to see whether pairing Noir with her makes it worth it. Either way, I think this is a really interesting design space that they're playing with here, kind of making units that have different bonuses when they are together, and I look forward to seeing more of this and how this actually works out. So, I mean, in a vacuum, Blanc looks quite strong. It'll just depend on in real world conditions, is she worth the trade-offs? But yeah, she looks amazing, and we'll probably talk more about her once we actually get our hands on her. Okay, so now let's take a look at the news here, where we talk about the new bug fixes and skill changes. So balance adjustments. First, we're looking at things that are actually being changed from their original intended purpose. So first one here is added new effects to Miranda's skill 1 to increase hit rate of Nikke's using SMG weapons. Miranda was already useful. She's going to get even more useful. Let's see. Number 2, adjust some Nikke's normal attack rate to current 125% rate. So Miranda, Celine, Crow, and Epinel look like they're going to get an increased attack rate. Pretty cool. Number 3, adjust some Nikke's skill properties. So Brid raises the increase rate of attack skill 1 acceleration from 15% to 18%. Raises the damage rate of skill 2 leak 200% to 211%, and then raises the basic damage rate of around 1237% to 1440%, and additional damage rate of 1230% to 1440%. So basically, Brid is going to function the same way, just everything is getting a little bit better, so a little bit more damage. So I don't really see her being, more or less usable. It's just if you were already using Brid, she's going to be even better. And then Miranda raises the hit rate of skill 1 health up from 5.37% to 5.44%. Not sure how impactful that will be. And then added a SMG hit rate increase. So that's what we mentioned a little bit earlier as well. And then Celine raises the crit rate from 2% to 21%. That is a dramatic increase. And then critical damage from 13% to 62%. Another dramatic increase. So very, very powerful increases. But the thing about both Brid and Celine is the thing kind of holding them back from being like really usable in most situations is their max HP requirement, and that isn't changing. So again, I think in those limited situations, like maybe if you're playing Special Interception against Modernia, they're still going to be usable, they're even better. But in most other situations where they were already not that usable, I don't really see them getting any better than they were already, to be honest. Okay, the last thing here substantially reduces the cooldown time or the wait time of Nikke's using the same burst level. Basically, we only have Winter Shopper Rupee here. So she was kind of like a burst 0, technically a burst 1, and then starts over burst 1. But the thing is, there would be kind of a pause between her skill going off and then your normal burst 1 going off. So they are dramatically reducing the cooldown in between that. This, I don't know if it'll make Winter Rupee really good, but this is definitely something that will help her, because having that pause was really kind of, very hindering to her usability. So having the skills go off instantly, I think, is definitely something worth looking into and possibly testing Winter Rupee more. Anything that makes Winter Rupee better, I'm all here for, because I'm a fan of the unit. Okay, so now let's get into these skill fixes. So these are bugs that weren't working properly, and we're going to now get them working as originally intended. So fix an issue where tier 7 equipment property is not applying to Dorothy's burst skill. So Dorothy will finally be working as intended. That's great. It was really a shame for this exciting new unit to come out and already have a bugged skill. But yeah, this also means that I can finally do an official review on Dorothy. Dorothy was already pretty good. We'll see if this makes her even better, potentially better than Leader. I don't know. Like I said, we'll find out in my unit review. Subscribe so you don't miss that. I'll come out with that as soon as I can after the skill update. So fix an issue where Vesti's burst skill is not applying to attribute codes. Honestly, I didn't realize there was an issue with Vesti's burst skill, but great that that's being fixed. Fix an issue where the buff that increases damage to parts is still in effect with non-parts being attacked. So this is Dee and Dorothy's skill, so technically getting a little debuff here, but it's good that we're fixing the issue. And then number 4, fix an issue where the burst that increases HP potency increases the given potency instead of the received potency. There's a bunch of units where that is going to change here. We can see the full list there. Number 5, fix an issue where skills meant to activate at a certain HP threshold did not activate. Again, we have a bunch of skills here that are being affected. So sometimes things weren't going off when they were supposed to. So good that they are going to trigger all the time now. And then number 6, fix an issue where skills that activate when hitting with N shots, again, a specifically designated number of shots. A good example would be like Blanc's after 120 shots. Anyway, they're not counted when it hits an attacking decoy. This is pretty niche. There's a lot of skills that being affected here, but the only people that use decoys are Ray and Delta. So I don't think this is actually going to change much of anything. Probably a lot of people didn't even know that that was an issue. Number 7, fix an issue in Arena where the buff that prevents self from being targeted of a single attack does not take effect properly. So this is Viper's skill 2. Again, probably kind of a niche thing that we wouldn't have seen a whole lot anyway, but good that that is being fixed. And then number 8, fix an issue where the effects of skills that activate at a certain HP threshold remain even when the caster's immediately dies. So technically, Milk, Emma, and Anne, Fairy Anne, are getting slightly worse here, but I don't think this is really going to change their usability at all. And then number 9, fix an issue where the increased allies attack buff of Rupee's burst skill single payment did not calculate based on the allies attack, but the caster's stat. So I don't think this is really going to make Rupee a lot better or worse, but little difference in the way that damage calculation, or rather buff calculation, is applied. All right, so that is everything that is coming with skills. This is great. There's a lot of exciting stuff here. And now I am going to end the video here with a Pilgrim mold. I saved up this Pilgrim mold, and guys, please don't let me get an R Nikke. Okay, pray for me. Let's go ahead and see what happens here with our Pilgrim mold. Okay, all right. Noah. You know what? It would have been great to get a Snow White duplicate or finally get Heron, but I got a Pilgrim. So I know, I really feel for all those people that were pulling R's from their Pilgrim molds. So wish I could have gotten something even better, but I'll take the Noah. Noah is still a pretty good unit. I got a Pilgrim. No complaints here. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Link to my Discord below. Also, our union is recruiting. So we do have one spot open, so DM me or join the Discord if you are interested in joining my union. Also, subscribe on my YouTube channel. I stream on YouTube and Twitch twice a week, and videos go out every week. So thank you so much. Let me know what you guys think of all these skill changes and if you plan on pulling for Blanc, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.